Hello everyone, my name is Benson Abraham, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today, I am going to start with a new module, that is Basic Concepts in Gene Expression. This module consists of various series, so be with me throughout this series, and if you like it, please subscribe, like and share. First, about introduction. In order for a cell to survive, it has to take into consideration various conditions it is going to face. How do we respond? If we are faced with some condition, we respond only when our brain directs us to do so. So, the response has to come from your brain and executed by body. Similarly, response arises in cells also. All the information and protocols that a cell can perform in its lifetime is stored in its DNA. When it faces a condition, it has to first retrieve a particular response protocol which is transcribed from DNA to RNA molecule. And this RNA molecule exits a response by translating it into a protein. Thus, we can say that the information in DNA is stored in the form of gene, and this process of information flow from DNA to protein is gene expression. The reference I used for this entire module is from Molecular Biology of Gene by Watson and Biochemistry by Voigt. The central dogma of molecular biology. Earlier, these topics were covered under biochemistry and it is still covered under biochemistry. But the information and scope of these informative pathways was so large and immense that it gave birth to the molecular biology, a new stream. It involves mainly three processes: replication, transcription and translation. And how this events takes place and how gene is expressed is the central dogma of molecular biology. Now let us start with our topic, which is a part of gene expression, and the first process of gene expression is transcription. Now let's define what do we mean by transcription. Transcription is the process in which genetic code on DNA is copied and an RNA strand is created. This is how transcription of DNA is taking place. You can see that at a particular time, only a small portion of the DNA is unwound. This is known as transcription bubble. Then the RNA is synthesized and is looking at the template strand of the DNA, and once it reaches the transcription bubble, the other point of the transcription bubble, it goes out, it exits through the DNA duplex. As the RNA polymerase moves forward, RNA polymerase is not depicted here, but you can imagine that as RNA polymerase moves forward, these strands separate and backward it reanneals. Now let us try to understand what is the difference between replication and transcription. Now both these are very similar processes, and there are n number of difference between these processes, and these differences are listed here. Now there are many differences. Out of this, I will highlight only a few. First, the enzyme. The enzyme involved in DNA replication is DNA polymerase, and the enzyme responsible for transcription is RNA polymerase. Now there is an important property of DNA polymerase, and it is that it cannot initiate replication until and unless it finds a primer. That is, to initiate replication, DNA polymerase needs a primer, whereas transcription, RNA polymerase can start without the help of a primer. Then in DNA replication, the two strands are replicated and are base paired with each other, whereas in transcription, RNA product displaces through the DNA template. Another important feature between this difference between the two is about the accuracy. Though transcription is very accurate, that is, only one mistake in about 10,000 molecules nucleotides added, as compared to 1 in 10 to power 11 nucleotides added in the replication. Now you know that DNA replication is a very responsible process. If any mistake happens in DNA replication, then the whole generation of the cells will be having the bad DNA or mutated DNA. Whereas transcription, it does not have as such those extensive repair mechanism as DNA replication process has. But still it is a very accurate process, but not as accurate as DNA replication. Then DNA polymerase copies entire genome. That is, during replication the whole genome is copied, and it happens only once in a cell cycle. Whereas in transcription, only a certain part is copied, and this part, how many times it has to be copied, can be regulated. So these were the major differences I felt discussing about during the differences between replication and transcription. Then discussing about the template and the coding strand. As you can see here, the DNA is double stranded. Out of these two strands, only one strand will act as a template, looking at which RNA is synthesized. This RNA transcript is responsible for coding the polypeptide chain or the protein molecule. Now, since these two are complementary to this, these two are similar. Hence, this strand of the DNA is also called as the coding strand, because it is similar with the RNA that is coding for the polypeptide. Now let us discuss about transcription unit. Transcription unit consists of two major things, that is upstream and downstream region. In the upstream region, it consists of a promoter, and in the downstream region consists of RNA coding region and a termination site or the terminator. Now it has two strands. One is the template strand, which is in the direction 3' to 5' direction, and the other is the coding strand, that is 5' to 3' direction. Now let us try to understand a concept. Now in a promoter there is an element known as -10 element. How do we represent it in a promoter? Now the DNA is double stranded, so the promoter sequence will have at -10 region will have TA, TAAT, and also its complementary complementary strand AT-A-T-T-A. Now you have to remember this concept. Whenever we represent a sequence in a DNA molecule, we represent it only by the coding strand sequence. That is, it is not necessary to write it like this. Even if you write it T-A-T-A-A-T, it is understood that this is the coding strand and its complementary strand will be AT-A-T-T-A. Now the downstream region codes for the RNA coding region, and from it the RNA is synthesized. This is the transcription unit. Now let us discuss about the enzyme, that is RNA polymerases. RNA polymerase is an enzyme that is responsible for copying a DNA sequence into a RNA sequence during the process of transcription. Now, types of RNA polymerase. In prokaryotes, it is of only one single type and is responsible for transcription of all the three types of RNA, that is rRNA, mRNA and tRNA. Whereas in eukaryotes, there are dedicated polymerases for each type of RNA. The polymerase 1 codes for pre-rRNA, which is spliced to form 18S RNA, 5.8S RNA and 28S rRNA. RNA polymerase 2, it is responsible for transcription of pre-mRNA, and RNA polymerase 3 is responsible for the transcription of tRNA, 5S rRNA and some snRNAs. That is small nucleolar RNA that does not leave the nucleus of the cell. Now when you look at this process of transcription, it is very much similar, both, that is evolutionary very much conserved from prokaryotes to the eukaryotes. And you can see this from the fact that the basic core bacterial subunits of RNA polymerase, similar subunits you will found in all the domains of life, that is archaea and eukaryota. Okay, so these 5 subunits are found in all the domains of life. Plus, as the complexity increases, there are other additional factors that are added to it, but still these basic structures are common to all the 3 domains. And it will be clear from this diagram of the exact structure of prokaryotic and eukaryotic RNA polymerase. And you can clearly visualize that the structure of both are very much similar. Only difference is that there are more number of subunits added to the eukaryotic RNA polymerases. Now let us take a look over the overview of transcription. Transcription involves 3 important stages, that is initiation, elongation and termination. During initiation, the first step is that the RNA polymerase has to recognize a promoter region. This promoter region is present in the upstream part of a gene. Once this promoter is recognized, RNA polymerase binds with the promoter to form a closed complex. This binding influences the promoter region to melt, that is to separate. And after separation, there is formation of ribonucleic acids over this, and once this is formed, initial few ribonucleotides are added, the initiation event has completed. Next phase is elongation. Elongation is simply addition of more nucleotides over this chain and extension of the chain. Elongation also involves the process of proofreading. That is, if any mistake has been done, that can be corrected, though its extent is limited, but still there is a repair mechanism associated during elongation. And once it reaches a termination sequence, it has to terminate. So during termination, when the termination sequences are read by the RNA polymerase, it separates and all the three are separated from each other. So this was a brief introduction of transcription. In our next class, we are going to discuss transcription in prokaryotes. Till then, bye. Take care. Thank you.